Argyle paths dug by hand,
using picks and shovels finished with explosives in 1859. The Rocks is Sydney's oldest historic neighborhood, famous for its hand-carved sandstone buildings, lively street markets, and heritage pubs nestled right at the foot of Sydney's Harbour Bridge.
and so a lot of these blocks in the Rocks were carved by convicts. Like if you see them that have these chip marks like this, that's a lot of the signs that the convicts had to cut so many of these blocks a day, 7 blocks a day or something. And so that is a sign that you're looking at blocks that were carved by the original convicts on the island, on the continent. So we'll get out through this little hole. Again, you can see some more of the work right there. And you can see where up there they still have the post sticking out. And they would hang a pulley from that. And they would winch the goods from the ships out there. They bring them up the street, they put them in these storehouses. And they would hold them until they paid bond, like a tax or a duty. And that's what most all these buildings, a lot of these buildings were originally. A lot of them got torn down and replaced with these a little bit later on. But this is one of the original early 1800s buildings. And you can see behind the plasterwork, this is another one of the old buildings. A few old phone boxes left here. And we are in the Rocks. I'm glad they preserved these few buildings they did. And we're here for St. Paddy's Day weekend. And of course, everybody is Irish this weekend. And then also, we do have a tendency to drink in Ireland, or not in Ireland. There's a tendency to drink in Australia, so it's Oktoberfest 365. I love it. Again, another bond store. Warehouse. Cleveland Bond Warehouse. And you can see some things have been upgraded. I love these buildings out here. The original housing. I love the iron work on the rails. You know, that was imported from England. Clean up after the weekend. It's St. Paddy's Day weekend, so a lot of cleanup. Also some of the nice trees down here. And this is Playfair Street, just on the other, right down there is George Street, which we've have some video from as well. The oldest pub in Sydney. Our gentleman's leaving with his cleaning device. Interesting. And up there, they replaced these beautiful buildings with that. I can't tell me what you think. I know those up there are probably a lot more practical. These, I'm sure, have no running water, no electricity when they were made. Maybe running water. Oh, and nice. I love the Victorian foundry post office box. And this nice little park area here in the rocks. It's kind of dedicated to Jack Mundy. He was the one responsible for stopping the developers of those from destroying all of these. So I give Jack Mundy a great, I'll have to give him a toast later on tonight, because these have stayed in fashion for eternity and those lasted in fashion maybe 10 years. So great job, Jack Mundy. Thanks for saving the real beauty of Sydney. And maybe more importantly, the history of this area. It honors the soldiers. And you have this for the first people came. Like, these are the convicts. They're the soldiers, and let's not forget the settlers. Now, I think it probably should have foresight, personally. I mean, they didn't come here, but there were Aboriginal people here. But then the settlers. So these are the people that came to Australia. And the lighting on this one is the best. And again, you can see where this is actually the back side of the Wade Scale House, I believe. And you can see where the doors were all at to bring the warehouse products in. You can still see the pulleys up top. This is one of the streets that has the original paver stones that were actually brought from England. They'd use them for ballast to the bottom of ships. And then they would send cut limestone, cut sandstone back to England as ballast in its place. So yeah, these pavers here are some of the original 1800s pavers. And again, you can see the doors on the sides of the warehouses. And that one does have a trolley at the top as well. And you can see the chipping from the prisoners that carved these blocks. And one of the original convicts that came here to Australia actually ended up, he was convicted of forgery, but he was an architect. So he designed all of these buildings after he served his time. And these little alleyways in the bricks give you an idea how small some of the original alleys would have been. Nice little eateries tucked away. They're constantly doing upkeep and repairs. And we'll take the Nurses Walk on down to where the Museum of Contemporary Art. And we've got a Russell Hotel pub. You can see a lot of people enjoying life here. Sydney's oldest pub, and it is packed. Packed house. Let's go inside and see how they celebrate St. Paddy's Day.
I don't know how to do.
And this is a Sunday night.
Hey, man.
St. Patty's Day, and great crowd out tonight. The pubs, hotels are full.
It's coming on the way. It's here. It's coming on the way.
I never leave my baskets. Jay's gone that way. Jay Cass has gone that way.
What an incredible area. And the party's over, so you hear the horns going. You can see the party's closed there for the Burke Street party. And they're cleaning up, but the trees are lit up nice. The skyline. And it was a good St. Patty's Day. Met some new friends. These would have been waterfront storage, I'm guessing, back in the day. Looking at the tops. And a little more waterfront storage here as well. How often is it that you can see the Southern Cross in the city? There it is. That is amazing. Right there is the Southern Cross. Right above the church steeple. And the Squire's Landing is in the optimal position in the evening to get city. And the Harbour Bridge. Wow. We've made it from the top of the rocks all the way up by the Harbour Bridge, all the way down to the waterfront with these gorgeous views. Enjoy the views. Some of the skyline of Sydney with the iconic Opera House and the Harbour Bridge. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and have a great day.